Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really cool that mixes old physics with new tech. The eFoil, or electric hydrofoil.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. Basically lets you fly over the water.
Exactly. It's like surfing meets electric mobility meets, well, fluid dynamics.
And we've got a great mix of sources for this one. Technical guides, user experiences from videos, manufacturer details. Gives us the whole picture.
Right. So our mission today is pretty clear. We want to break down exactly how these things work, how they fly, what are the key parts, and maybe most importantly, figure out how you control it, because apparently it's not quite what you'd expect. We want to give you that shortcut to understanding how to get that gliding feeling.
Let's do it.
Okay, so an eFoil. At its heart, it's a system, right? Not just one thing.
Totally modular. You've got the board up top, the battery inside that, then the mast going down into the water.
And that's where the magic happens, down below.
That's where the drive unit and the wings are, the propulsion and the lift generation.
So the lift, how does that actually work? It's like an airplane wing, but underwater.
Precisely. It operates on the exact same principles. Water's much denser than air, obviously, so the effect is, well, amplified.
Okay.
As you get moving, the shape of that front wing makes water flow faster over its top surface compared to the bottom.
Right. I remember this from physics. Bernoulli's principle.
You got it. That speed difference creates lower pressure on top and higher pressure below. And that pressure difference generates lift, vertical lift.
So your forward motion gets turned into upward motion.
Exactly. Convert thrust into altitude, basically.
And when does that happen? When do you actually lift off the water? What's that like?
It can be surprisingly slow speeds, actually. Sometimes maybe 10, 12 kilometers an hour, depending on the wing.
Wow, that's not fast.
No. And the moments the board clears the water that's hydrofoiling, the drag just plummets.
Ah, because only the mast and wing are in the water now.
Right. So it gets super efficient, really smooth, and incredibly quiet. Almost silent. That's a huge part of the appeal, that quiet glide.
Sounds amazing. But it also sounds like getting the setup right is key. The sources mention it's very customizable.
Oh, completely. It's built around, tweaking it to your needs. Let's start with the board itself.
Okay, the board. Big ones, small ones.
Volume is the key word here. Higher volume means more buoyancy, more stability, much more forgiving if you're just starting out.
Makes sense. Easier to balance.
Yeah. Smaller boards are way less forgiving, much more responsive, really for advanced riders wanting to carve hard.
Okay. Then there's the mast, the pole connecting the board to the motor bit. How does its length change things?
It changes the whole feel, really. It dictates your flight height.
How high you are off the water.
Exactly. A shorter mast, maybe 60 centimeters, keeps you lower. Safer for learning, good in choppy water.
Less distance to fall, I suppose.
A longer mast, say 80 or 90 centimeters, lets you fly higher. You get more clearance for leaning into turns, feels smoother over waves. But it demands way more balance control.
So what's the sweet spot?
Generally, yeah, sources recommend a medium length around 70 to 80 centimeter. Good all-rounder.
Gotcha. And finally, the wings. You said front wing and a stabilizer.
Yeah, two key parts down there. The front wing is the main lift generator.
Yeah.
Big, thick ones. We're talking maybe up to 2,000 square centimeters. Lift really early at low speeds. Super stable, great for cruising.
The beginner's choice, probably.
Definitely. Then you have smaller, thinner wings. They need more speed to get up, but they're much faster, way more agile for turns.
And the stabilizer, the back wing.
That's crucial for stability, specifically pitch stability. It stops the board from doing that kind of up and down porpoising motion, keeps things smooth and predictable.
Okay, this is where my brain starts bending a bit. The controls. The source is really stressed. This is difficult.
Yeah, this is the #1 thing beginners get wrong. It's totally counterintuitive.
We think remote control in hand, that must do everything, right? Speed and height.
Exactly. You see people, they start sinking a bit, and their first instinct is to hit the throttle on the remote harder, thinking that'll make them go up.
Like on a jet ski or a motorbike. More gas equals go faster, maybe lift the front.
Right. But on an eFoil, that's not how it works.
So what does the remote do? They look pretty fancy, some of them. Like the Audi one with the big screen.
Yeah, they are sophisticated. They show speed, battery life, riding modes, but the trigger itself, that only controls thrust. Power. Your forward speed.
Only speed. Okay. So how do I control my height? How do I go up and down?
It's all about your body. Weight shifting. That's it.
Seriously, just leaning.
Just leaning. You're basically adjusting the angle of attack of that front wing with your feet and body position.
Okay, break that down if I want to go lower.
You lean forward, Shift your weight towards the nose of the board just slightly. That tips the wing down a bit, decreases its angle to the water flow, and you descend.
And to go higher.
Guess it. Lean back. Shift your weight slightly towards the tail. That increases the wing's angle, generates more lift, and you ascend.
Wow. So you're constantly making tiny adjustments with your body to stay level.
Exactly. You find that sweet spot, that balance point. You use the remote just to set a nice, consistent cruising speed, maybe, say, 25 kilometers where the wing is efficient, and then your body does the fine-tuning for altitude.
So the goal isn't to keep fiddling with the throttle, it's to hold the throttle steady and fly with your feet.
That's the key. Master that stable body position, not just having a quick trigger finger. That's how you get that really smooth, silent, effortless flight. It's active flying, not passive riding.
That requires decoupling some instincts, maintaining speed with the hand while balancing altitude with the body.
Takes a bit of practice, yeah. But that's what makes it so engaging. You're really connected to the machine and the water.
Okay, let's shift to the propulsion itself, because the sources were really clear about a big change here, mainly for safety. Started with propellers, right?
Yeah, propellers were the original system. And look, they are efficient, no doubt. They give you this very direct, kind of punchy thrust.
Some people still prefer that.
Some hardcore riders, yeah. Especially if they want to ride waves without the motor on, they sometimes like that direct feel, often without even a guard cage.
But that sounds risky. The sources didn't mince words about the danger.
No, they were blunt. An open, spinning propeller underwater is a significant hazard. We're talking potentially catastrophic injuries to fingers, toes, limbs if you fall wrong or the board flips.
Even if accidents are rare, the potential outcome is bad.
Exactly. It's just not nice when it happens.
Well,
and that risk is always there with an exposed prop.
which is why the industry shifted, you said, around 2022, towards jet drives.
Precisely. Aerofoils, the Audi e-tron foil guys, they really pioneered this push towards jet propulsion.
How does a jet drive work differently?
It uses an impeller, which is like a propeller, but it's fully enclosed inside a housing or duct. It sucks water in and forces it out through a nozzle at the back.
Ah, so no exposed spinning blades.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
Fully shielded. The safety difference is enormous. It's night and day.
And the sources basically said this is non-negotiable now.
Pretty much. For beginners, for rental places, for families, for general consumers. The consensus is the jet drive is a must. The safety factor overrides everything else.
Is there a performance trade-off? You mentioned the propeller punch. Does the jet feel weaker?
You might lose a tiny bit of peak efficiency or top-end speed compared to a totally unguarded racing prop. But the feel is different. It's generally smoother, quieter, less vibration.
So for most people just cruising around.
For the vast majority of users riding at normal speeds, that huge safety gain from the jet massively outweighs any tiny performance difference. It's just the smarter, safer choice. It's what allowed the market to really mature, I think.
Makes total sense. Okay, let's talk practicalities. Power. These run on batteries, right? Lithium-ion.
Yep, big watertight lithium-ion batteries usually slide into a compartment in the top of the board.
And how long do they last? What's a realistic ride time?
For a standard setup, you're typically looking at somewhere between 60 and 90 minutes of actual riding.
An hour to an hour and a half, okay.
But this is a big, but it really depends on how you ride.
Ah, right. Speed kills battery life.
Totally. If you're cruising efficiently, you'll get the longer end. If you're constantly accelerating hard, riding flat out, you could easily cut that time in half.
What else affects it?
Rider weight is a factor. Colder water temperature can reduce it a bit. And your wing setup makes a difference too. Bigger wings lifting earlier can sometimes be more efficient at cruising speeds.
Can you get longer times with bigger batteries?
Oh yeah, some of the larger capacity batteries available now can push that ride time up to 2, maybe even 2.5 hours. Great for longer trips.
And charging. Easy enough.
Yeah, they just plug into a regular wall outlet. Charge time often kind of mirrors the ride time, maybe 90 minutes to 2 or 3 hours for the bigger batteries. Manageable between sessions.
And speed-wise, what's typical cruising?
Comfortable cruising is usually in that 20 to 30 kilometer range. That's where they feel really nice and efficient.
But they can go faster.
Oh yeah. Race setups with small wings can push past 50 kilometers. They can be seriously quick.
And they're heavy pieces of kit, right? Not like a foam surfboard.
Definitely not. You're looking at between 25 and 35 kilograms all in with the battery. So yeah, requires a bit of effort to carry down to the beach. Needs proper handling.
Okay, so let's pull all this together for someone thinking, I want to try this. What's the ideal beginner setup based on the sources?
The sources are really specific, aiming for maximum stability and safety to flatten that learning curve.
All right, step 1.
The board. Go for volume. As much as possible, you want that stability, that buoyancy, while you're figuring out the balance.
Makes sense. Step 2.
The wings. Big front wing. Definitely. Something in the, say, 1,500 to 2,000 square centimeter range. It'll lift you up at lower speeds, making it easier to control, and it'll feel much calmer.
Less twitchy. Okay. Step 3. Mast lengths.
Thick to medium. Around 70, maybe 80 centimeters. Gives you enough height to clear small chop and learn to turn, but it keeps the falls manageable, not too high up.
Got it. And step 4, the crucial one.
The drive system. Has to be the jet drive, no question. The enclosed impeller. It just removes a whole layer of risk and anxiety, letting you focus purely on learning to balance and fly.
Good advice. Maybe opt for the bigger battery, too, for more practice time?
Yeah, that's smart if you can. More time on the water per session really helps cement the learning.
And, of course, basic safety gear. Helmet, life vest.
Hoist. Non-negotiable. Helmet and an impact vest or life jacket. And choose your spot wisely, open water, clear of swimmers, boats, obstacles.
And don't start it in the shallows.
Never. Need depth for the mast and drive. And one last thing, maintenance.
Ah, yes, salt water.
It's tough on gear.
Yeah.
Always rinse the whole thing, board, mast, drive unit thoroughly with fresh water after every single use in salt water. Keeps everything working smoothly, preserves the seals.
Right. So wrapping this all up, the eFoil is this amazing blend. Electric power gets you moving.
Your hand controls that steady thrust with the remote.
But hydrodynamics do the lifting, and your body does the flying, controlling the altitude through subtle weight shifts.
It's like this physical dialogue with the water. It really feels like flying, quietly.
And the good news, it sounds like, is you don't need to be a pro surfer to learn.
Not at all.
Oh.
If you've got, a reasonable sense of balance, maybe you can skateboard or snowboard a bit, you can pick this up. The tech, especially that move to the safer jet drive, has really opened it up.
Yeah, it feels like that safety aspect was key. Which brings us to a final thought. Given how quickly this niche eFoil world embraced this safer, enclosed jet drive over the dangerous open propeller, what other watercraft out there, maybe something way more common that still relies on propellers? Maybe jet skis in crowded areas? Or dinghy tenders? Where safety is a huge concern. Is that industry also ripe for a shift?
Yeah.
How long until we see this safer jet tech become the standard there, too?
That's a really good question. Definitely something to think about as the technology keeps getting better and probably cheaper.
Food for thought. Until next time, keep diving deep.